Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm Gordon's wife. You won't see much of me in the vehicle restoration of the Ferguson. I was up at the show with him this morning supporting at the RHS Rosemore Vintage Vehicle Show, and we thought we would show you some other things around our property and what else we get up to. So I'm the horticulturist on the property. Unfortunately, both this year and last year, I broke my ankle, and it sort of took me out of action last year for about 3 months. This year for 1 month. It's not quite as bad this time. So I'm just out of the boot, and you'll see the garden has really grown and got away from us a little bit, particularly with Gordon being so focused on the tractor. But hopefully you'll enjoy this extra footage and see what else it is that we do here. Enjoy. I should probably give you a walk around. This is the smaller greenhouse, where in here I just have a few vegetables growing, some lettuce which we keep picking as we go, some sweet peppers that are just developing their fruits. I've got some Brussels sprouts here ready to be planted out, some French beans which we've been eating as we go, some really nice cucumbers, and tomato plants here. They started a little late, so I wish they could be as full of tomatoes as the ones at RHS Rosemore are right now, but we're working on it, and at least we have things growing, and we're looking forward to enjoying them once they fruit a bit more. So from the greenhouse we have down there 2 aviaries. When we moved in we had some quail and 10 canaries. We don't have those anymore, so it's just standing empty at the moment, and this is the garden area. So a very beautiful hydrangea, and another one there. A few pots in which I've got some raspberries, which I'm keen to plant out into fruit cages, but I've not done it yet. Here you can see the glass house. I'll just show you from the outside. Very fortunate to have this space. There's a peach tree in the corner, orange and lemon tree, and over the back there, growing up the wall, is physalis, and we get lots of fruit off of that. This pathway gets blocked in the summer by the lavender, and it becomes a bee community, so we're quite happy to leave that each summer for the bees. Going now from the greenhouse, you see across there, small lawn, and we have the ducks and a goose over there, and 2 chickens. And coming down the steps, small seating area. I've just done a bit of watering, so it's a little bit damp. This is my mum's favourite spot. Well, here and up by the lake. Got beautiful lilies out at the moment. And I've got some bedding plants not from Rosemore, but from Tesco's to put in. And just a few bits here. Nice little rockery. And back up there to the glass house. Then going through down the side of the house, a little more natural pathway, which is rather nice. Big rosemary bush. And this is the other main flower bed here. A few roses. Interestingly, we had a bird's nest. Look there. It's now vacated. An archway that goes to nowhere at the moment. When we moved in, we temporarily put the hot tub there. It is still temporarily there 18 months later, but we will get to it. Now you can see from the lawns here and from the nettles over there, this is the area that we're struggling to stay on top of, just through being so busy. We have managed to cut that hedge back once this year at the beginning of the season. It's growing out again now. There's some apple trees in there. Here's the birds. Here's our goose. Hello. Hello, ducky birds. It's a little bit warm for them today. There's 2 cooking apple trees at the back, and a small eating apple and a dessert apple there as well. That one doesn't produce fruit. We're not quite sure what that is. Probably an old apple tree, but I don't know. Now we come to the paddocks. This is what we call Frankie's paddock, where the borzoi enjoys running. And then up the top there, we'll save that for another day, but we've got a lake up there and 2 small paddocks again. So we're inside the smaller enclosure. We call this Sunset Strip, just for want of having a few names for places. So when we're talking about it, it's not the bottom left paddock and the top big paddock. So we've named the different places around the property. That's our animal hospital. So if we have a poorly duck, poorly bird, they're isolated in there. The vintage caravan. So this is my vintage caravan, which it was £100, collected from down in the foot of Cornwall, not far from Lizard Point. And we hired a vehicle and we went down with a one trailer to collect it. It was a hired trailer, and we were hoping we could tow this back, but we learnt quite short notice that we weren't going to be able to tow it, so we took the trailer down and brought this back. As you can see, it's not in towable condition at all. That is towable. It is in quite terrible condition, although actually it's watertight inside, apart from the door lock. So it's quite good inside, but it does need quite a lot of work. So that is my project when I get the time. This is the lower paddock here, below Frankie's paddock, there. And then behind our nature pathway, I like to call it that. It's, as you can see, kind of growing freely. Over here we have the vegetable patch, the vegetable garden. Here we go. So this is an asparagus bed due to the broken ankle. Well, not really due to the broken ankle, due to me being too busy at work and me being the only one that really likes asparagus. A lot of it I've allowed to just grow out now. Some old onion heads, which I'm allowing to grow to seed. Hopefully you can use the seeds, and hopefully get some seeds off this as well. I forget the name of this. Swiss chard, that's the one, that's it. But as you can see, that shouldn't be like that. That should be walkable for me, but it's not. Down here we have a few different herbs. This is an amazing flower garden when it's in bloom. It's gone over now, but it has lots of amazing flowers. Potatoes have done really well. We've started digging up some and eating them. And some courgettes have gone in here from the greenhouse. I'm going to water those in a minute. This is rocket, which is really rocketed. And strawberries. This bed needs redoing. In fact, Gordon's talking about us redesigning this whole vegetable garden, which I think is probably a good idea. Not least of all because this grass is the one that tends not to get mown when all the others do get mown, which is okay, but with my ankles the way they are, it would be better if it was nice and even, so I'm not going to risk turning an ankle and breaking a bone again. Plum tree in the corner, with a lot of plums off that last year. We've given it a severe pruning this year, so we may not get plums this year. 2 apple trees here, crab apple. Fruit cage, again, overgrown. You can see how much work there is to do. Not much of a horticulturist at the moment, am I? Blueberry bush. It's got some very tiny blueberries coming, but somebody left the door open on the other side. A bird got in, or birds got in, and all the blueberries that were on there have been enjoyed by the birds. But at least they have been enjoyed. Blackberry bush. We've had quite a few of these. We have 2 pear trees here. There's the first pear tree with some pears coming, and the second pear tree over here also has a pear there. Yeah, so it all needs a bit of water. And then we have compost bins down here. Oh, and more apple trees. There's 2 more apple trees here. So these are lovely. They're not ready yet, but they're coming. And another apple tree in the corner here, which has a few on it coming. But yeah, the big tree is absolutely laden. So hopefully they're all going to ripen really nicely, and I'll be able to take a load to work. Yeah, so I think as you can see there is a lot of work to do, and I'd really better get started.